let's start it. What the f***'s happening in Vietnam? My name's Ed and this is Time.
Hello. Joining me today is Aidan McCurry. Okay, one of the biggest in the history.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
biggest Ireland has to offer.
Okay,
this isn't going in, is it?
I know, it is going in. We are filming it right now.
Okay.
I think we're filming it right now. So let's just talk a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? And talking a little bit about Cushendall. Where is it? What's that like?
So I'm from the north coast of Ireland in a small village of like 2,000 people called Cushendall. It's nice. It's only 2,000.
I've never known that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why everybody knows everybody.
Oh yeah.
So it's on the coast. You're looking right out onto the sea. It's the closest point in Ireland to Scotland, so it's a pretty scenic place. I'm sure you would like it. This is what it looks like.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying now.
Alright. Oh wait. Okay, so how we met. We just talked about that on is that the first week, and we were taught by two guys from Cork.
Yeah, I can't remember what their names were.
Yeah.
But one of them was an actor in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
He played Mord in Game of Thrones, who's the guy that's the cell keep in the Eyrie, and he's the guy that dangles Tyrion over the edge. So that was quite fun.
My family is rich. We have gold, lots of gold. I'm prepared to give you lots of gold. Now go! Well, I don't have it here. Now go! Fuck off.
And you had experience in Game of Thrones as well.
Oh yeah, I used to work for a car rental company, and we used to work in the Game of Thrones studios. So I was there like every day while they were filming the 5th, 6th and 7th seasons really. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah, but it's such a bad experience for you to not meet anyone.
Didn't meet a single Game of Thrones actor, not one. Yeah, it was terrible.
That is really terrible.
I should have met Maisie Williams. I should have met loads of them, but I didn't meet a single one of them.
Oh, you should have met Maisie Williams.
I know. I was gonna come in. She was coming in to rent a car in our branch, and I was working that day, but she was coming in at 12, and I was starting work at 1. And I was gonna come in early, but then I just never bothered.
All right. Oh, well, it's such a good day though, because without that day, then we may never met.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
it was just we happened to be in the same 30-person group.
Oh yeah,
there was us, Adam, Brushank,
and who else? I've completely forgot.
Was Nihat there? I'm pretty sure Nihat was there. Nemo was there.
Nemo was there.
Yeah. Patricia was there.
Patricia was there.
Yeah. Sai Krishna was there.
Oh yeah, Sai was there. Yeah.
I don't think Piyush was there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Piyush, if you're listening, were you there?
Let me know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, would you?
Oh, it's such a bad video. Okay, so what's the difference?
To cut so much of this.
I think so. What's the difference between Northern Ireland and Ireland?
Nothing. No difference at all. Next question.
Oh shit. What are the 3 most interesting things about Ireland in your opinion?
I would say the scenery. Like, it's a really beautiful country.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would say the people, but the people here aren't actually very interesting.
Why? No.
So I couldn't say the people, because we're all the same. Everybody has the same interests.
That's wrong though, because people here are really... I have to say that people in Ireland they are really friendly. That's absolutely true, because I've been to the eastern part of Europe. They're not as friendly as Irish people.
Fair.
And people here are very funny as well. The humour is really dry though.
Oh, terrible. Yeah. I just feel like if you meet 100 Irish people, you've pretty much met the whole country. Like, we're not a very diverse bunch.
No, but your accent is very diverse.
Oh, yeah, it really is. There's a lot of people in Ireland that I couldn't even understand. I was on the phone to the Wi-Fi people yesterday, and I literally couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Were you?
Oh yeah, he sounded like Mick, to be fair. The only reason I can understand Mick is because I can see him in person and sort of read his body language, but this guy I just hadn't a clue.
Oh yeah, Mick, if you're watching, I can't understand you the first 3 times we met. Just remember the first day that we met at Adams and Mick were talking about You will make work drunk, I think.
I was driving. I wasn't even drunk. How dare you?
Oh yeah, you would. You weren't drunk.
So there's a stereotype coming out right away. Irish people always drunk.
Okay, listen. Next
what a bastard, eh?
I would not cut that out. I think bastard is an okay word.
Okay.
All right. Weather and food.
Weather. Let's just get that out in the open. It's terrible.
I wouldn't say so. That's the thing. It's a funny thing because people always told me before I came to Ireland that Ireland is the worst country in the world in terms of weather. I don't think so. Like, I don't find raining here miserable, but people love to complain about weather. That's the...
When it rains, we complain.
Yeah.
When it's sunny, we complain. When it's cold, we complain. When it's too hot, we complain.
Oh yeah, but it's not that bad though. Food.
Ireland doesn't have a lot of its own unique cuisine.
That's true.
But the nice thing about it is we've got so much of every type of cuisine. Like, you walk down the road, you're walking past French restaurants, Italian restaurants, Chinese restaurants. There's Thai restaurants all over the place. In terms of Irish food, just a good stew, basically.
Stew?
Yeah, like potatoes, carrots, beef.
Is that original?
In like a broth. Yeah, like an Irish stew.
That's Irish specialty.
Yeah, as far as I know anyway. It's good. Have you ever tried it?
I think I've tried, but I don't think that's... I've never known that's Irish traditional food.
Well, we don't really have that much else.
Yeah.
We've got shepherd's pie and cottage pie, which are like basically pies that you make with potatoes instead of pastry.
And that's it.
Other than that, there's not that. I mean, people don't come to Ireland for the food.
Yeah.
Let's just say that for sure.
But the thing is about Vietnamese food, have you ever tried it?
Never Vietnamese food.
That's so bad.
You can't cook. You know, you make a Vietnamese friend and he never makes any Vietnamese food for you.
That's true, but I have to say that our food is one of the best in the world. I love Vietnamese food and Italian food. And
Italian
I think
food's good.
Yeah, both of them are the best. You have to try Vietnamese food.
Yeah, I will.
Alright, this is a very fun thing because I found out that the communication scene here is that when in Vietnam, when we meet each other, or just say things in general, we do not focus on the positive. That's the thing that we find is usual. Because like, do you remember the first video I made and I put it up on my personal Facebook account? And most of my friends, they came there and they were really supportive. But most of the comments were like, you look so fat, and
it's nice.
You look so old. That's all the comments about. I know that they do not mean that.
Did you know these people, or really just
they were all my friends.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is that that's the thing in my country. Like, people talk about that when we meet. That's not a nice thing, I have to say.
It's very strange.
It's absolutely strange.
Keep your nasty comments to yourselves, huh?
That's true. That I am not a fan of that at all. Here is that you guys just don't really care about my outfit, about my physical appearance. You don't care, and people here just focus on the positive thing, and like maybe like your shirt look like and something like that.
Either that, or they wait until you walk away and then they turn to their friend and say, he looks a bit old, or his shirt looks like
So people here talk behind your back.
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it subtly.
Sunbathing. That's the thing that these guys don't notice, but I have to tell them a lot. Like, people in my country, they hate the sun. We hate that. We've been wearing things to cover our skin, and we've been wearing masks all the time, even before the COVID-19 and everything. We don't like the sun. We don't want to be burnt. That's the thing. And people here, they're just lying down. Like when we go to the park, I was always under the shade, and these guys are always lying in the sun. I don't understand why.
Well, we don't see much of the sun. Like, in the winter, we don't really see any of the sun for a while. So whenever it comes out, we're happy to see it. We're happy to get a bit of colour, a bit of a tan.
Yeah.
Some people do take it to the extreme. Like, when we go to the park with our friends, it gets to about 15 degrees and Adam and Mick will just whip their tops off. And you're like, okay, it's not that hot, but Yeah.
But that's considered to be an extreme.
Oh yeah, that's an extreme.
Okay.
People don't just take their tops off when it's 15 degrees in normal circumstances.
I thought it's no.
No.
Okay, so Mick is an extreme.
Mick and Adam are extremes, and Daniel as well.
Okay. Oh yeah. You guys. I will cut that out. I have to.
Why? Adam, if you're listening, go yourself.
That's true though. Politics. I'll try to keep this short. We've discussed it a lot, so I'll talk about the Vietnamese politics first, and you can talk about yours. The things with my country is that we don't care about the politics that much, because we, as a Communist Party, I would say that personally, I believe in my government, especially now. Like, I'm really proud that the Vietnamese government is doing a really good job with combating the COVID-19 thing, and even in my country, even if I care, there's nothing happening. We can't change things. With the voting system, it is not working as much as I want. So people in my country, especially in my age, my friends, they don't really care about politics. We just live our life, and we just leave the politics thing out their mind, out our mind. So that's the thing with my country.
Well, here it's sort of traditionally a lot of younger people wouldn't have been into politics, and you wouldn't really have started voting until you were in your 20s. But I think now, especially with our generation, people are realising that is the best way to implement change. So, I mean, from when I turned 16, I was registered to vote, and a lot of people are doing the same. So it's important, and a lot of people realise that here, that it's important. Basically, because I'm from Northern Ireland, I vote in the UK elections because I'm a UK resident. But now that I live here and have an Irish passport, I can also vote in the Irish elections now. Yeah, so it's quite interesting.
And everyone in Northern Ireland can have an option to choose to have an Irish passport or a UK passport.
So after Ireland broke free from the UK, and the 6 counties of Northern Ireland were still part of the UK, one of the arrangements was that everybody that lived in Northern Ireland had the option for dual citizenship, which means we can get an Irish passport and or a British passport. So you can get both. I just have an Irish passport, but if I wanted a British passport, I could go and get one as well.
Well, that's very handy for you.
Yeah, the thing is, there's no need to have a British passport if you have an Irish one, because you get all the same rights with an Irish one, plus more, because they're still in the EU. So a lot of people that only had a British passport were rushing to get an Irish passport after the UK left the EU.
That's true. I saw a lot of that. Social media and selfie. That's one thing that I would assume that you would not know about that, because you haven't come to Vietnam, and you don't join Facebook as much. People here use Snapchat and Twitter.
Yeah, we use Snapchat. I use a lot of Twitter, but that's mainly just for like the news and for sports updates. People use Instagram. That would be the biggest social network here.
Really?
At the minute, yeah, because Facebook's sort of dying out here, so people are flocking towards Instagram.
That's true. In my country, is Facebook, is Instagram. People in my country do not use WhatsApp and Snapchat.
Okay.
I've never heard of Snapchat before I came.
Really? Snapchat's alright. It's sort of dying out as well though, because there's only so much you can do with it.
Is it?
It's kind of being taken over by Instagram.
You took me into Snapchat though.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
The thing with Vietnam is we love Facebook. And the thing is that we always want to take selfie every time we can. And like when you go into the park, every time we go to the park, they can take 100 selfies there, and they just save in their phone and just post it for the next years, and that's what they do.
God,
when you go for traveling, let's say around Europe, and you can take 1,000 photos, you're gonna post them for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, usually what I do is I take, not selfies, haven't said that, but usually I take a load of photos and then delete about 95% of them and post about 4 or 5 photos.
Why would you delete it?
Because they're shit photos, you know. If I take 10 photos of the same thing, I'll keep one of them.
Oh yeah,
because then you just have to sift through all the bull.
Yeah,
and you can just have a couple of good ones.
I would say the social media thing in my country is so weird. People love it. People are on it all the time, and I'm not a fan though.
You get some people like that here. I mean, myself and Adam and Mick and that wouldn't be quite like that, but there is, like, if you went to a different cohort of people, you would definitely get some people that are addicted to social media and putting up photos every day and
I was
a load of selfies and stuff.
Yeah, I was a social media addict as well, but luckily I got out of that.
Now he does a productivity blog.
Oh yeah. Oh, now I am in YouTube. That's okay. Parties and holidays. Parties. That's the thing. When I came here, do you remember the day that I came
You might
to?
want to start that again. Buy a bottle.
That's okay. Just drink it. Do you remember the day we came to Adam, and then Adam was having bacon toasted and everything, and I didn't bring a. That's the thing in my country. Like usually we don't bring stuff to parties.
Yeah, I mean, that was to watch the rugby in the morning. He made us a fry.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what I brought, but it wasn't much.
I think you brought drinks.
Yeah, it was something small anyway, whatever it was. But yeah, if you're going to a party here, I mean, I don't know how it is in Vietnam, but I've heard that a lot of parties don't revolve around alcohol in the same way that they do here. But you'd bring your own booze, we call it. You'd bring alcohol with you, because you don't. I mean, here probably would be considered rude if you turned up to a party empty-handed, because.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of. Not if you're like in the case that Tang's talking about there, when we went to Adam's house to watch the rugby, that's not considered a party, so you just turn up empty-handed then. But if you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna be drinking, it's customary to at least bring your own drink. You know?
In my country, when we party, we go to eat, because we have like I think millions of different food shops in my countries, and we have so many kinds of food. And whenever we party, we just go to eat, and we have drinks. But we don't drinks like alcohol. We drink milk tea. I know that's bad, but I kind of changed to tea and coffee just to make it more classy. And
that's a sign that you're getting old.
I know.
Those in the comments that are saying he looks old, you're correct.
Oh
he is old.
I know. Relationship between us and our parents.
I don't know what to say here.
The thing is, because in my country, like we're bonding since I was a child, and my parents pay for my education. That's the thing, and it's my duty to, when I go to work, when I get salary, and when I get money, I will give it back to them. What's that? You pay for your own bachelor degree.
Yeah. So when we're 18 and we leave school, we get a loan from the government, and that pays for our tuition fees, but it also pays for like our living expenses while we're at university. So yes, our parents would help us out and like pay for our rent or give us some sort of money usually, but in a lot of cases we just get a loan and we fend for ourselves then.
Right.
So I suppose we don't have the same situation where we feel like we owe our parents our university degree, so there's not really a case of having to pay or being obliged to pay your wages or some of your wages to your parents when you do start working.
Right. That's my duty though. But there's one thing I didn't ask you the last 2 days, that do you have to go out when you're 18? Like in America, I think they just go out of the house, right?
Oh no. I mean, when you turn 18, sometimes it's an expectation to start fending for yourself, but in Ireland, a lot of people would live at home until they're like in their mid-20s, which is not great either, but it's not like parents are just kicking their children out of the house at 18.
I would go for the last thing, is that I told you that we're saying thank you, and what's that again? Sorry? In my country, it's so bad that people don't say that, and there are so many times I held the door for some people, and they just walk by like they're king and queens, and I'm just like, okay, you go by, your majesty. I don't.
That's bad. That wouldn't. If you held the door for someone here and they didn't say thank you, you would shout "You're welcome" after them, because like it's just plain rude.
Do you do that?
I would, absolutely.
And people.
I mean, nobody ever does it. It's hardly ever happened that they would at least nod at you or do something. Like nobody would ever just blatantly ignore you if you held the door open for them.
People here are so nice, guys, and especially that is found when I find with paying coins in shops, people always put it in my hands. They do not put it on the table.
Yeah.
They always put it in your hands.
I think that's a hygiene thing or like a mannerism.
It's a manner thing.
Yeah.
I read it online. It's good that in my country now people are much better now, and especially the young people, they went on the internet a lot, and with Facebook, with YouTube, they face more Western culture, so they say thank you and sorry a lot more than the middle age or the old people. So that's a good thing.
Good job, Vietnam.
Yeah. So now let's just move on to the next part, which is we're going to talk about the whole year that we've been through, all the education, all the that we've been through in Trinity. Okay, so with tuition fee and administration, I mean the whole thing when you apply for it, how does it go for you as an Irish though?
So for me, I always knew I wanted to do a Masters in Finance, and it was just a case of choosing where. And Trinity was the first option, and then UCD, then Queen's, which is where I did my undergrad, and then a few other places. I applied in, I think, September 2018 to start in September 2019. It costs like, I think it's like €100 to apply. And then once I got accepted, I had to put down, I think it was a 500 or €1,000 deposit. And then
you got a scholarship.
I applied for a scholarship and got a scholarship from the university, which was worth €5,000, which meant my tuition fees overall came to around €12,000, which is still pretty expensive, but I mean it was nice to get a chunk off it anyway.
Yeah, it's grand. There's one thing I forgot that we talked about before, was that I've heard that Irish people, like, you can have free education for bachelor degree, undergrads. Is it correct?
No, you get, I mean it's not expensive. Well, in the north, my first year was like $3,500, $3,500 that is, and by the time I was in final year it was about 4,000. In the south it's something similar to that. It's like between 3,000 and 4,000 a year, I think.
Alright.
In Scotland you get free education, but nowhere else.
For me, easy day, because I got a scholarship, so I didn't pay for anything. For tuition fee, application fee, everything was paid. And what I did is I had to apply for, and I had to apply for that is the IELTS test that I talked about in my previous video. I had to do an IELTS test to prove my English, and I had to write some essays, and it's pretty much like a month of work though.
Oh God.
And it took them a month as well to decide. Like, how long did it took you to know that?
About probably 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean those things are always slow.
Okay.
But our application process was just, you had to write a cover letter, you had to send them your CV, I think.
Yes.
And then you just had to send them, I think, your grades from your undergrad degree or something like that. So it wasn't too extensive a process.
Same with me. I think the people from outside Ireland or Europe have to submit the IELTS test. That's the only difference, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah. About Trinity overall, about clubs and society. Have you joined any clubs and society?
I mean, I joined the student managed fund. Obviously you're in it as well, which is the investment fund.
Yeah.
I was going to join the football team, and then by like the third day of Freshers Week, they'd close the applications and stuff for it, so I just didn't bother.
What?
I also probably really didn't have time to play football this year.
Oh yeah, true.
No, in my application for a scholarship, I told them I was going to create my own club, and as soon as I got the scholarship, I just forgot about that idea.
Do you know what? I did the same thing.
What did you say your club was going to be?
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. I said I'm going to create a reading club.
A reading club?
Yeah.
I said I was going to do a trading and investment club that's not as serious as the student managed fund. But they didn't keep tabs on me, and they didn't force me to do it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
We wouldn't have time to do it. I hardly had time to join the student managed fund instead of like leading a club.
Like, I joined student management every single. I think I haven't missed one.
Yeah.
And I joined student managed fund. I joined a tennis club. This is such a
Worst
bad
club in the world.
Oh my god, you guys. I love tennis, but the thing is that that club, they cancelled. Like we play every Friday, and they cancel like 2 times a month. So since I joined the club since September, I only play for like 6 times, and I don't miss a day, because there's some day they'll be like, okay, we're gonna cancel because we're not there, and there's another day and they're like, it's raining, so we cancel, and it's raining every day here in Ireland. So it's such a bad decision to join the club. Though it's good for me to have that experience, because I've never played tennis before.
Yeah, you should have just told us, and we could have organised a game of tennis or something.
Yeah.
Be better than going to a club that cancels twice a month.
Can you do that?
Can I play tennis?
No, can you organise to play tennis here?
Yeah, you just book a court. I'm sure there's courts that rent the tennis rackets and stuff. I've no idea. I've never looked into it.
I think it's very expensive.
Okay.
And I joined a sports centre as well, and I'm there 4 times a week. 3 times a week for weightlifting, and 1 at the end of the week for swimming or treadmill. And I learned to swim from
I went to the Trinity gym once in orientation week. I walked in and I asked her if we get free membership, and she said yeah, and I was like, great. Never went again. Literally never set foot in that building again.
I just remember you told me that we should go to swim.
Yeah, I'd like to see him swim, because he learned how to swim off Google.
Oh yeah,
I think that would be very funny to watch.
That's absolutely no. I think I'm a good swimmer. I think so. But okay, and I also joined another one, but I even forgot the name.
The debating club or something.
Yeah, is that the HIST or the
the History Society or something?
Yeah, the history, yeah, something like that. I've never been to a debate.
Lovely.
In my life. Okay, MSc Finance overall. What do we think? Like we just say, to be fair, I agree with you that it's a good. I think it's a good experience for me, because I didn't pay for it. So my view is quite relaxed, and I don't think about the finance, my personal finance stuff a lot. So I just enjoy the experience, and I learned quite a lot throughout the year, especially in the second semester. I learned a lot in the second semester. For the first semester though, with investment theory, corporate finance, and even the econometrics stuff. Like
didn't learn much.
Yeah, didn't
passed
learn
the
much
exam, but didn't learn much.
But to be honest, I think it's a good thing. It's just the one thing that I don't agree with the Trinity has been doing with MSc Finance, that they recruited a lot of people. That's a lot of people. We've got how many people?
150.
Is it?
When I applied, it said that the course was 90 people. And then they built the big fancy new business school, and they opened it in May of 2019, and then they almost doubled the size of the course, basically, to pay for the business school. I don't think they've made it any secret that they've upped the class numbers to pay for the business school, because it's so blatantly obvious that that's what they've done.
True. And usually when we have classes, we have the same class with FRM people and finance and law as well. So usually the class is 200 people for the first semester. So
yeah, it's too many. I mean, I think 100, 120 would probably be the maximum, but they've just loaded as many people as they can into it.
Yeah. So what do you think about MSc Finance though?
I thought it was good. I feel like I learned a lot this year compared to my previous university. Some of the modules weren't quite what I expected, but some of them I thought were very good.
Yeah.
Some of the teaching wasn't great, some of the teaching was good.
Pick your 2 most favourite modules.
I liked international financial statement analysis. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Really?
Oh yeah, IFSA.
I have never heard of you liking that subject.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I thought you said it was boring.
I mean, some of the content is boring, but some of it, when you're actually analysing the financial statements, I thought that was quite good. When you're learning the regulations and the rules and all the accounting practices, I thought that was shite.
The ASA is not really good.
ASA was more about regulation than analysis, so I didn't think that was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like corporate finance.
What?
Everybody hated it. Everybody thought the lecture was a but I thought he was great.
Oh no.
International finance was decent.
Yeah.
Wealth management was good for 2 days, and then it was boring as after that. What are you laughing at? It's true. I don't know what else.
I said you picked 2, you picked 4 already. But yeah, for me, I have to agree that for the first semester, I was really surprised with IFSA, International Financial Statement Analysis, because I still remember the first day I came to Ireland. The second day, I went to Trinity Library. I picked up the Financial Statement Analysis book. I read it on the second day I came to Ireland. I read it for 2 hours. I couldn't understand what was going on with that. I couldn't understand what is assets, liabilities, and equity. I don't even understand what is equity and what is profits, and I don't get it. And then I'm like, I think that is one of the easiest subject for this
Yeah,
thing.
I'd say so.
And I couldn't even understand it, but after IFSA, I have to give big props to, what's that, Des Cox?
Des.
He did a really good job though.
Des, if you're watching, which is highly unlikely, good job.
You will never find my video, but I have to really thank you for I think he is a good man.
He's not actually going to be watching, you know?
He's not going to watch it, but I think I have to like really, and also okay for the first semester that. And for the second semester, it's going to be portfolio management, international finance. For portfolio management is, I don't find the third, the fourth, and the fifth lecture that bad, but it's bad.
They're the same thing over and over again.
It's just not that bad, but it's good for me because that is the first time I got exposure to investment, into equity, into bond, and it's good for me to listen to him just repeating over and over again because I don't know it, I don't understand, so it's good for me to get that. But I do think that the fourth and the fifth one is just unnecessary.
Yeah.
With international finance is such a good, joyful experience.
Yeah, he was just great, the lecture.
Yeah. Group work. Let's try not to be too focused and direct on this. But for group work, I'll let you say first.
I don't know if it's Trinity or if it's a master's program in general, but they love group work. Like they f***ing go mad for group work. Out of 12 modules overall, 10 of them had group work in them, which is just too many. Like that was far too many. If you had a good group, it was fine, but if you didn't have a good group, you were in trouble. I got on well with it overall, but I honestly think that the group work element and the organisation of that was much more work than if you just had a few individual essays. Even if you had to do more work yourself, it still would have been less work and it would have been more manageable.
I completely agree with that, and I don't even know how many modules that I have group work with. We have corporate finance. No. We have
10 as well.
Derivatives
and trade and psychology and everything else at group work.
I think I'm the same with you, but I think I had worse experience than you with group work. I think so, but yeah, it's just that I like doing individual work more than group work. But it's a fun thing to work with a lot of people coming from different countries, though.
I appreciated it in the first semester because you met a lot of people. Because we weren't able to pick our own groups, which meant you had 5 groups with 5 sets of people in them.
Yeah.
So it really got you acquainted with a lot of people in your course.
Yeah.
But second semester, I was fed up with it.
Yeah. I still remember the first day we went to. I had a group work. The first group work we had. Do you remember that? IFSA. The day that we, Patricia, you, I, Piyush, Rathika, and Tom
didn't turn up. Story of our lives. Tom didn't turn up.
I'm sure, Tom, you're watching this. You don't turn up to any of the meetings. Agree with that. And but that meeting shocked me a little bit.
Why?
Because of the straightforward to the point of people here when they work in Vietnam. The thing is that with my university, I was studying in Foreign Trade University, is one of the best university there. We don't have any work. We don't have group work, but and even when we did, we don't like we talk a lot, and we don't get straight to the point. And on the first on that group work, when I came into the room, Patricia's like, so which company are we doing the analysis in, or what, or maybe and we chose Boeing.
Yeah,
but it was very straightforward. But
yeah, I mean, because we had so many group projects, you could sit and chat to each other for an hour, but you needed to get done, you know.
Yeah, and I tricked those guy when I got the mark though.
I
said it's a 59.
We were not happy about that.
Yeah, they all trusted me.
What did we get, like a 72 or
71, 72.
It was pretty good, whatever it was.
Yeah. Exams.
Fucking hell, never done so many exams in my life.
I think exams for this year, it should be like written history.
Jesus, it's insane.
Absolutely, like for the first semester. Oh, I like the experience of this. So we went to because I've never had that in my life. Like we got on the train, we went to the stadium. It was hectic.
It's not a stadium.
It is a stadium.
It was a big room.
I think it's a stadium. But it was like thousands of people there.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And but I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
The actual exam part wasn't too bad. It was the month that you spent preparing for the exams and sort of stressing about those.
Yeah.
But the exams themselves, apart from one of them, were fine. It's just the workload was a bit insane.
Yeah, the first semester.
Yeah, that was the busiest I've been at uni by a mile.
Like we were in 1917.
1937.
I didn't forgot the name of that now. 1937 for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks straight, and then that week we were doing the exams as well.
It was horrible.
I think I'd probably look back on that as the worst time in my year. It was f***ing shit.
I know, like, yeah, I did too much work then, and the first day...
That was the problem. We also didn't know what to expect from the exams, so we over-prepared for them.
The thing is that both of us and a lot of other students, we really over-prepared for all of the exams, and on the first day of the exam we had investment theory and corporate finance, we have traders, and we just lost all the trust.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'd probably put like 50 or 60 hours work into the investment theory. If I had done 10 hours work, I'd have done the same on that exam, and if I'd have done 200 hours work, I'd have got the same mark in the exam, because the exam and the shit we learned were completely unrelated. I got about 20 minutes into it, and I actually flicked back over to the cover page to make sure I was doing the right exam.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous.
Also, we have to talk about the scale down thing.
Oh, they scaled the life out of it.
That's a weird thing when I came to Ireland, because in my country, like, if you do good, you get 100%.
Not possible.
Like, if you get 8, people are going to consider you like a bad student.
Yeah.
Here, 7. 7.
7's like a great score.
I don't understand it. Like, why would you... The things I don't like about that, because each professor has their own kind of scale down.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I think it's fair. In my opinion, it's trying to make it a bit more even between essay subjects and maths subjects. So if you do like a numerical exam and you know what you're doing, you're probably going to get like 90, 95, 100%.
Yeah.
But if you do an essay based subject and you write a really good essay, a lot of people will be like, yeah, that's a good essay, that's a 70 or a 65 or something. So it's not fair for someone that's really good at maths getting 100 and someone that's really good at essays getting like 70. So they need to scale the maths down. Yeah, and they just try to make sure everybody gets between like 50 and 80 usually.
Yeah, that's a little bit of background for those who are watching this right now, because here the exam score is in the scale of first class honours is above 70, and upper second class honours is 60 to 70. A 2-1, a 2-2 is a lower second class honours. I don't know what's the name of it. It's 50 to 60, which is not a good grade to be in.
It's no good.
And what is that? Third class honour?
A third. In a master's you don't have a third because you fail under 50, but in your undergrad if you get 40 to 50 you get a third.
Oh, it's 40 to 50. 40
to 50, and then below 40 is a fail. So if you come to uni in Ireland or the UK, and you find yourself getting 70s, that's good. You know, don't be disappointed.
Yeah, that's so strange because here everything is going to be scaled down to be like around 70. That's strange.
Yeah.
I don't like it. For the second semester, we didn't learn anything.
Pretty much. I mean, when you have open book exams, yes, you're supposed to prepare for them, but also you don't have to learn the material off by heart, so there's very little motivation to do proper preparation.
Yeah.
In the end, we didn't even have to do proper preparation.
True. My whole preparation scheme and everything is changed. We didn't study like we studied in the first semester. We didn't have to remember that by heart though.
Nah, nothing. You just had to understand some things,
right.
And you had to know where to find things in your notes. And
exactly.
I mean, by all means, it wasn't completely simple, but it was a whole lot easier than having real exams.
Yeah.
And in the end, I got the exact same grade second semester as I did first semester, with about half as much work. So worked quite well in the end.
I got better results in the second semester. The worst thing is that the module that I put, I believe only like 5 hours of work, I got 80.
What was that?
Financial modelling.
Oh yeah.
I prepared for that only for 5 hours.
Yeah, and you did better in that than you did in like private equity, where you put a shitload of work into.
Yeah, because private equity is difficult.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so we only have dissertation and referencing. Okay, dissertation and referencing. I'll start first because I talk with these guys, so they probably know by now. The things in my country, in Vietnam, is that we don't reference. Simple as that. Like when I was studying in foreign trade university, in my thesis, I think I had the referencing part, but I just put loads of in that, and it's not proper referencing. It's just I don't even care about referencing there, and my thesis got 91.
So what do you do? Like if you get a statistic or a quote or something, do you just pretend it's your own, or
statistic? Oh yeah, I said I did say that I did interview with these people. I collected from that source, but I didn't do like proper referencing like here, where we have to follow APA or like Harvard style or things like that. And with the dissertation in Vietnam is much more relaxed and unregulated. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But here,
I mean, here, if you didn't do any referencing, or if you didn't do your referencing properly, it's not even a case of losing marks. Your dissertation wouldn't even count. You know, you'd just be disqualified for it.
Maybe you will be expelled.
I wouldn't put it as harshly as expelled, but you probably would be.
Yeah.
You'd get disciplinary action anyway for theft of intellectual property. And I've seen it happen before, if people plagiarise something and don't reference it properly. Like that is going to happen. So it's strict. It's the way it has to be to protect intellectual property.
That happens a lot, and especially with some students, and they just copy and paste straight from the internet, or they reference like Wikipedia.
Can't reference Wikipedia. We were told that when we were about 11 in school, we were told not to get information off Wikipedia because it's not reliable. And yet I go to do a master's at the age of 23 and there's students referencing stuff off Wikipedia.
Well, I would say that Wikipedia is a good source, but it's definitely not a place for you to reference.
It's not regulated. Anyone can write it. There's absolutely no credibility.
Right.
Most of the stuff is accurate on it, but anyone can just edit a page and it can be any sort of bullshit information.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and the last thing is grades. Oh, we just talk about grades though, with the first class honours and second class honours and this and that. And one thing I found with last year's student in finance masters, did you remember that the first day that Civic told us that there are only 2% of people joining last year's master's finance got first class?
Really?
2%. I remember Civic telling us that
seems very low.
4 people got first class last year.
4 people out of 90 or something.
I don't remember, but
must have been the whole thing, so about 150, maybe near 200.
Yeah, but I hope that I was wrong with this, but I'm sure that this year we're going to get a lot of first class honours
It depends on the dissertations. I mean, I would say out of the 150 people, I know I'm just completely speculating here, but I'd say out of the 150 people in our course, probably 50 or 60 of them are sitting on a first right now. So if they're going to try to not allow as many people to have a first, then they're going to have to mark the dissertations quite harshly.
Right. And to finish with this, I think I'm going to ask you one question about productivity. The main theme of this. And okay, so these guys, the first class honors guys, did you, like, you talked with me about your grades in Queen's? Was that you was in the second place in Queen's, or?
I can't remember exactly. I know after second year I was top of my year, and I think after final year I was second in my year, but there was only like 30 or 40 people in my year, so it wasn't that big a group.
Yeah, and you were having really great marks with Trinity as well.
Yeah.
But just one simple question, like, what is your productivity secret that you did? And I work with you a lot, so I know, but I just want you to talk about that though.
It's not really a secret. It's
put work in. I know you're gonna say that.
Well, no fucking secret about it.
But people put work in, but they do not achieve the same thing with you. So there may be a thing there.
I think you have to know when you're doing quality work and when you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I find a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I did 8 hours today, or did this amount of hours in the library, or I spent all night in the library, I did an all-nighter, and you're like, that's not productive time. Like, if you haven't slept in 2 days, you're doing shite work. So I think it's more about doing quality studying rather than just putting so many hours in.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to be studying, put your phone away.
Yeah.
You know, people will be like, oh yeah, I did 10 hours in the library today, and they've sent you 150 text messages in that time. And you're like, well, you haven't really done 10 hours, really. You've sat there with a book open with your phone in front of the book.
Yeah.
So if you're going to study, actually study. And I'd rather do 6 hours of good work than 10 hours of interrupted work.
That's true, and I find that you have a good work-life balance as well.
Have to.
Yeah.
That's always very important.
Yeah, and you have the hill to slide and stuff.
Well, you have to. That's one of the reasons I like sport so much, is because it's a good release of energy and it's a good social aspect as well. I found it very important to have a good work-life balance this year at Trinity, because I was working in a bar part-time. So I was sort of getting out of class on a Friday and running off to work, and then I'd work until like 2-3 in the morning, and then I'd be working the next day as well. So during the week I would try to finish studying at 5 or 6 o'clock and just put the books away and not think about uni at all, and not reply to any group chats or anything like that, because you need to find a balance, or else uni will just take over your life, or work will just take over your life, and you'll not actually be as productive because you'll be completely demotivated.
That's simple as that. And the thing with me is the same thing, but this is the first time I've been abroad in Europe, so I have to really make use of my time here. So I'm not as relaxed as these guys, so I'll try to just fill in my time with just things to do, and like my schedule is stuffed with whenever I'm not studying, I'm in the gym, or I'm doing I'm reading and watching new things on YouTube to learn stuff, because there may be a chance I'm not here anymore, so I'm just trying to make use of things. So since the first week in here in Trinity, I've been putting work in, and I think I've done an okay job. I would not say I've done a good job with studying this year though, even though I put a lot of work in.
So you can't really complain, can you?
Yeah, still I'm got a first class, but
I think he needs to relax more. I think he schedules too much, and he doesn't schedule any downtime.
That's true. But at least we've got some fun with these guys. Sometimes we go to bars, and I experienced I don't understand it. Like when we go to bars, I don't understand what is going to happen, and then I'm just staying up until 2, 3, 4. I don't know. We just talk a lot of.
Not have many bars in Vietnam or in Hanoi.
No, we do have bars, but we don't go to bars. Like I told you, my friends and people of our age, we just go to eat. We just go to restaurants.
Yeah.
And because we have a lot of food.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot of the time I would go to the pub would be to watch a football match or something like that. So you're not just sitting talking the whole time. But when we would go out as a group of friends in our course, we just sort of sit and talk. Around the booth or stand at the bar and talk. You know, you don't do anything. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah. So okay, what a good year. Now, this has been so fast. I can't believe that everything is going to an end now.
That's crazy.
This video is actually, we did not plan to do this kind of thing at all, because I was just at Aidan's and we were working on the thesis, and then I was telling him that maybe we should do a video because he's going away soon in 2-3 days. And he said, let's just do something about the cultural difference between Vietnam and Ireland. So that's what this came out.
Turns out there's quite a few differences.
Yeah, and I think it should be a fun video for you guys to watch. And I did this because I want us and Sanjana, Abigail, and Tom, those guys. I want you to be on this one as well, and Daniel, all of you. I want to do this because it would be fun for us to look back at this kind of thing and look at how stupid we were. So that's the end of everything.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody, and I hope you could understand my accent.
Yes, I didn't talk about it.
Shit one, deal with it.
Yeah, that is a really fun thing here. So, alright, so thank you guys and have a great day. Bye bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.